Hello boss, what's up? Welcome to today's video. So today's video is gonna be amazing. As you've seen from the title, I'm gonna be making a four-part series. Okay, so a four-part series wherein I'll be talking about the do's and don'ts in your engineering. All right. So in each year, in each of your 4 years or whatever, not just engineering, man. This applies to all the degrees out there, probably like BCA, engineering, and BCom, all of your degrees. But since I'm an engineer and I've graduated from computer science, not yet graduated, so yeah, still pursuing. But yeah, I'm in my fourth year right now, so I think I've gathered some of my I've gathered a fair bit of experience which I can share with you guys so that you guys can get like a very good I would say bird's eye overview of what awaits for you in engineering, the do's and don'ts, because it's always better, right, to either learn from someone's mistake and not repeat that. So I'm gonna give you all the pointers, okay? So yeah, I'm gonna be like doing a four-part series, and this is the first part. So yeah, as I was telling you, okay, let's get started then. So the first point, have my notebook. Okay, I've like made a couple of points so that I don't miss out on any of the points. So I have like a couple of points for my first year, and followed by we'll have like a four-part series. So the first point is explore different clubs and be brave and bold. Okay, so first year is probably the only time, okay, wherein you actually get like a lot of time to explore other frontiers apart from your studies and probably the domain that will lead you to getting a job. All right. So it's important for you to venture out in all these domains. I mean, domains other than your current area of specialty. Say you're there for your you're there for your for pursuing your computer science undergrad, right? You'll study that for 4 years for sure, but it makes sense for you to pursue something, say like dramatics, poetry, probably marketing, PR, something like that, right? And you never know what might be the outcome of these fields. For example, I pursued theater in my first year of engineering, and yeah, I was there for quite some time, not for too long, because yeah, that was another different story, and make a separate video probably sometime. But yeah, in my first semester, I remember actively taking part in theater team. I was like the very few juniors who actually made it to the. So we had like two teams, okay, theater A and B, where A was like the main team, and I actually made it to the main team. Yeah, so that was one of the very good experience, I would say, venturing out to do something off track from your field, right? So yeah, you should definitely take up activities like that. That would be like very good. Second, you've got a clean slate. Be the person you always wanted to be. I know. For me personally, this point especially wasn't like a big thing, because uh, I've been the guy who I've always wanted to be. Uh, Not being someone who actually cares a lot about others' opinions or whatever. And if I wanted to change, if I'm noticing something in my life that needs to be put in order, right, I'll do that effectively and immediately. But I understand, not all of us are alike, right? So most of us have this notion wherein, say for example, we would be like weak and timid probably during our 11th 12th or during our school days, and we would be carrying that same image for like, probably if you're weak and timid, I'm not saying like timid in literal sense, okay, not like physically. You've been that person who's always underconfident or whatever, and you've had that perception that no matter how many times I try to change myself, people are going to see me in that same perception, right? So yeah, this is like a good chance for you to start with a clean slate, show people who you really are or who you always wanted to be. uh, yeah, this is a great opportunity for you to do that. Third point, do not get intimidated by people who are really smart than you. Remember, consistency wins over everything. So I realized this point, okay? I realized this very point in my fourth year of engineering. I'll give you an example. When I stepped into my first year of engineering, there were like uh, so I as I told you, I'm from CS. uh, I've been coding since probably my 8th standard, I guess 8th or 9th standard. Not a very great coder or something like that, but I've had the touch of this field, right? But I saw people in the first year of engineering who were like way smarter than me and who already had like very good projects. They probably just during you get that break right before your engineering, once your 12th or whatever is done, you have that brief amount of time, right, before your classes start. So during that time itself, people had actually started building out projects, started learning data structures and algorithms and everything. And and they and the worst part was like they had all of that in their resumes. And as you all know, like LinkedIn, yeah, definitely you guys must have an account on LinkedIn. And I won't say like be active, know what the platform does and all that, and have a good profile. So yeah, coming back to the point, these people had already posted their resumes, their skills, and I was like, oh, I've got like lot to catch up. But the surprising part was, as I told you, consistency wins over everything. I don't know, I wouldn't say I'm the smartest or whatever. Definitely not smarter than those biggies whom I just like mentioned. Okay, the position where I've made it to, and where those guys or those girls are actually present, right? There's a stark difference. See, again, it's not coming from an ego. What do you say? Coming from some ego or whatever. I'm nobody, man. I'm nobody. So everything is relative, right, in our lives. So I might be better than someone. I might have had a better package than someone, right? But if I start comparing with somebody who's ahead of my league, I'm nobody. I'm just giving you a generalized uh, point of view, that you need not worry about their intensity, about the amount of knowledge they have or whatever. Just be consistent. Just be consistent for 4 years of your engineering, and trust me, in fourth year of your engineering, you'll realize this truth, right? That it wasn't about that it wasn't about intensity, that I know everything, and that you were the first one to learn, right? It ultimately was about how consistent a person was. And yeah, how consistent a person was, and the returns what they actually got by being consistent every day. So it's like a linear curve rather than having an exponential rise over here and not carrying that consistency. So yeah, this is a very important realization I had in my fourth year. So yeah, and the next point, do not ignore your grades, CGPA and SGPA. For sure, you might have seen many people telling that it doesn't matter. Honestly, it doesn't matter except for your interviews. But my only question is, why do you want to bomb your SGP or CGPA? See, in case you plan to do your masters, right, in the future, ask anybody who is actually planning to do masters, or who are already doing masters. They'll tell you how important CGPA and SGPA are actually. Okay, so yeah, you need to concentrate on your SGPA and CGPA. I wouldn't say spend your complete time just in improving your SGPA, CGPA. I have few more points uh, supporting that in the further points. But yeah, do not ignore. They're important. They're very important, to be honest. Your placements have like a minimum cutoff, and they'll even matter to you in the future. So yeah, just to be on the safer side, why do you just want to bomb it up, man? It doesn't make sense at all, right? So yeah. And the next point, do not try to look. Oh, so I got this point probably from Code with Harry, I guess, when I was in my second year. Not that I was like this, but this had like a very big impact on me, and I just want to iterate the same point. I mean, reiterate the same point to you. Reiterate or iterate? I don't know, man. I would just want to repeat the same point to you so that it sticks to you. Do not try to look or dress rich and waste your parents' money. Dress sensibly and stop worrying about what people think about you. Dude, this is like a very relatable point to all of us, right? So I'll talk about an ordinary person. So every day you'll have your college at say like 8:30 or 9 o'clock. You can't like, I'm talking about like a normal middle class or an average person, right? You can't expect yourself to dress like a dress like an Insta celeb or whatever, the fashion influencer, wherein you have those aesthetic, I don't know, man, all those aesthetic I mean what, dress or whatever, dude. I mean, you think about that in the long run, everybody, most of the people around you are just wannabes, you know that for sure, right? Yeah, don't be someone who's like totally unhygienic and shabby. I'm asking you to uh, be modest, as modest as possible. Dress sensibly, look sharp, but don't try to look rich and waste your parents' money. Buy expensive clothes, buy whatever clothes from big brands or whatever, man. So yeah, I know it's like very easy to get carried away in by being around with people who are just like that. But ultimately, if you see, that's the thing, right? If you just get carried away by people all the time, you'll never have that own individuality of yourself. So yeah, dress modestly and follow the points whatever I mentioned. Next, do not take courses of higher price. Restrict yourself to maximum budget of 1000 rupees. See, this point is very, very, very important, okay? First of all, you're a student. I'm assuming that your parents, okay, in the best case scenario, if you're studying in a government college, I mean, if you have like a government seat, okay, in a private college or whatever, your fee would roughly come around 1 lakh. That's what I paid to my college. So yeah, assuming that your range is somewhere between that, or even if it's greater than that, dude, parents are already like spending so much of money on education. So I completely understand that you don't get like whatever the courses, whatever the contents of the courses are, say like it's AI and ML or DevOps or whatever, you don't get taught in such a high standard. But my point is, I mean, in colleges, but don't spend anything above 1000 on any courses, okay? On any course. See, 1000 is the number that I've set to myself. Feel free to set any number to yourself. But yeah, my point is, if you're actually serious about studies and if you're actually in the quest for that knowledge, trust me, you'll find it for free. You'll definitely find it for free. If not, at a very, very affordable price, and that too of a very high quality. Because it doesn't make sense. Sometimes I see people spending 60,000, 70,000 on AI and ML courses, full stack web development courses. See, I'm not telling they're bad or whatever, but considering that most of us are not, because dude, 60K or whatever is a huge amount to a middle class family, man, a middle class person. So don't waste your money on that. I would say it's a waste because, oh, you never know, I might start selling courses in the future. Okay, I would say it's waste because you can find everything for free on the internet. I I'm sure you would agree with me on that. Okay, so yeah, that's my suggestion, because the chances of you completing a course, first of all, is like very less. You and me completing a course is very less. So why invest that much of money when we are actually getting the same contents for free on the internet, right? Cool. Next point. This is something that is like very close to my heart, and some of you might just laugh it off and be like, hey, what is this guy talking? Next point. Do not involve in cheating or malpractice. Yeah, that was the point. So you might have seen, I'll be very, very frank with you, the amount of cheating that actually goes in any in at least in my college, or as far as I've seen, even in most of my friends' college who are studying engineering, it's insane, man. It's insane. Be it in your internals, final exams, or ultimately leading up to placements, people have sacrificed all their ethics, their values, their morals. There's nothing called as ethics. So be ready. If you are taking this standpoint, be ready, okay, to hear back from people that, this guy is what, a Gandhi or whatever. But you know that you're doing the right thing. Don't be afraid of anyone or anybody's judgment, right? Because it doesn't matter, man. You need to be true to yourself. See, my point is, you'll start with, okay, I'll just ask one MCQ or one whatever. I'll just look at one point, and then I'll not do in the next exam. And then you'll end up doing the same thing in the next exam, and then you'll continuously repeat this behavior. This becomes a pattern, and then you'll get this thought, okay, hey, why should I study like so hard? First of all, these courses doesn't matter. All these subjects do not matter in my future or whatever. I completely agree. They do not matter. But that doesn't mean you end up sacrificing or destroying your ethics completely. Just for some marks, you're ready to sacrifice your ethics. And then for placements, you'll sacrifice your ethics. So this definitely happens. This happens everywhere. And I'm not telling, okay, and I see people telling that, oh, I'll not copy, I'll just show. Dude, it's a symbiosis relationship. It's a symbiotic relationship. Everybody is involved in the system. If there are people who are copying, and if there are people who do not help them in malpractice, then there won't be question of copying at all, right? So even you play an important role in this horrible system. But you got to be a rebel, okay, to have such a strong ethos and reject that you won't be involved in malpractice. Because who knows, not who knows, there's a probability that you might be stuck in some question, okay, and you suddenly get that urge to just ask your friend for once or whatever. That's definitely a sacrifice of your ethics again. So even if you commit a mistake once, that's done, okay. So yeah, it's never too late, but please keep this point in your mind and be true to yourself. Next, do not just focus on your engineering classes. Focus on coding and other domains of your study. Since I'm an engineer, computer science engineer, and I've told it for the fourth time, I guess, because come on, man, I'm genuinely like proud that I'm a CS engineer. You might have seen memes or whatever. I do enjoy the memes, but I'm very proud to be an engineer who works on software products, because I have like great kick and fun doing that, okay. So yeah, I'm probably an exception, I guess. I mean, there are like lots of us who genuinely enjoy whatever we are doing. Not just, you might have seen memes wherein like people just do engineering because everybody is doing. No, some of us actually are engineers by heart. So yeah, coming back to this point, focus on coding, boss, because whatever skills that's being taught in your classroom, they form your basics, okay. They form your basics, but it's very important to focus on coding and get started with it. If you are not from CS background, start with it. Start with basic C, C++ or whatever. Oh, and just to complement that point, I'll even add the other point. If you're not from CSE, start understanding the concepts and try basic C, C++ programming. Boss, it's like very important for you to get a slight taste of all the domains, okay. So if you don't know what exactly is happening in your domain, then you're not on the right track. Okay, you're missing out on a lot. So I would say, apart from your studies, see, don't focus too much on your studies. Also have like further points. I have more points in the future. I'll talk about that. But apart from that, definitely start coding, because I insist getting as practical as possible over here, because that's what you're going to be doing at your company or in your internships, right? So yeah, next, this is a very important point. Start figuring out a way to make money through genuine skills and work. Spot BS. You know what is BS, right? Spot BS such as network marketing, pyramid scheme, etc., and stay away from it. Pause. The reason why I'm telling you to start figuring out a way to make money is, see, first of all, you need to realize that you're on the path of becoming independent. Okay, so if you still don't have that urge that you need to start making money and you need to start spending your money, right? You'll never get that urge. I've seen like people probably coming to fourth year or whatever and still like asking their parents money or whatever. And I don't know, they might be okay with that, but I was not okay. I decided long back after my 12th grade that I'll not ask money for my parents for my basic needs. Sure, they paid my fees. Of course, I cannot like, what do you say? I couldn't have saved like 1 lakh or whatever, but I definitely covered all my needs, man. Say whatever, like probably, I'll definitely give you figures. Okay, so I'll tell you about my journey. I started taking tuitions right from the first year of my engineering. I used to make like what, 5k, 5k, yeah. That's the amount you would make with genuine skills, balancing your whatever studies, coding, theater, and other activities. Yeah, so I made like 5k every month, okay, by taking tuitions. I took tuitions for almost 2.5 years till the beginning of the third year of my engineering. So yeah, I used to take tuitions. Then from 5k I went to 7 or 8k. But dude, that's like a great amount, right? Imagine 5k would be like probably pocket money of some of you guys. I started making that money from tuitions or whatever, and I used to spend like wisely. So yeah, it covered most of my basic needs, man. So yeah, this point is very important. Have plant this idea in your mind as soon as possible. Okay, be independent and start making money, but don't spend too much of time. Also, start doing something that's not like too time sucking or whatever. Probably like investing 1.5 or 1 hour per day. That's it. All right, and don't, yeah, please don't fall into this network marketing pyramid scheme. Whatever your friend asks you to join this company, you'll become a rich guy or a millionaire, whatever, man. All this is BS. You know that, right? Next. This is my favorite advice. Okay, this is my favorite advice. I have named it as golden advice. You know, do you want to listen? What's the golden advice? Join a gym. I'm very serious. I'm very serious. I joined my gym. I joined a gym in probably like the end of the at the end of my first year of engineering, and I've become a totally different person. I've become a totally different person, dude. The reason why I'm telling you to join a gym is the amount of discipline, the value of hard work, or the value of consistency. Whatever I was stressing in the first point, right? This actually teaches you in a hard way, and you'll keep yourself physically fit if you're properly working out, right? You need a proper sleep system, you need to eat properly. So most of you know for a fact that most of them in engineering or whatever, they get that freedom, they don't sleep properly or whatever, they sleep for 3 or 4 hours. You have to sleep for at least 6-7 hours or 5-6 hours or whatever. So you cultivate all these good habits, you strengthen your immunity or whatever, and you eat well. So you do all these activities once you start joining a gym, and then you look attractive. Yeah, that's a very important factor. And that's what, right? I'll definitely make a dedicated video on this. and you'll become confident too. So yeah, there are like a lot of ripple effects of this. So my golden advice, so I always tell people who know me like very closely, I always tell them, if anybody comes to me and asks for just one advice, okay, this would be my advice: just join a gym. It'll teach you everything. Next. Okay, how many points do I have left? Okay, few more points, that's it. Boss, I hope you're not bored. Okay. Yeah. How can you be bored? Next, talk to people. There is nothing such as an introvert or an extrovert. Be an introvert and work on yourself in solitude. One in solitude, I meant. When you're alone, that is when you're alone. Nice. Otherwise, talk to people when you're with them. Do not label yourself or attach any tags to yourself. See, I've seen this. This is actually a problem, buddy. This is actually a problem. See, the thing is, I'm not sure why our generation has this idea of labeling everything. Okay? You go to the older generation, okay? No matter who they are, they'll freely talk to anyone. They'll actually go to someone, they'll talk to anyone. They'll talk to them. But our generation, no, they don't make the first move. Not that first move, okay? They don't want to make that first move with people. They're like, oh no, I'm an introvert, how can I talk to someone? I can't, I have social anxiety. Come on, man. Come on. I mean, say there is a person and you're here. What wrong would happen if you just go to someone and talk? Nothing. In the worst case, they wouldn't respond. Good experience. Of course, you can't expect success everywhere, right? Yeah, in the worst case, that would happen, that they won't respond to you. Or what? I mean, do you really think that, okay, I'll come to you, you're a random person, okay? You're a random person, I'll come to you and I'll talk to you. Are you so harsh that you wouldn't even reply to me? No, you would obviously talk to me, or at least you would make a small talk and then you would leave. That's enough for you, right? Dude, that's how you end up knowing everybody in your classroom, because in first year it's not very easy to know everyone. But in order to build your circle, or in order to know what people in your circle, or who the people in your class are, at least I'm talking in terms of your class, you need to venture out, buddy. You need to venture out. You need to openly and shamelessly talk. Okay, I'm not telling you to be fake, oh my god, or whatever. Okay, be honest, be a person, behave like a normal person, man. There's nothing called as an introvert or an extrovert. Just do the required thing. If people are talking to you, just talk back to them. If you Yeah, that's what I told. That's like clearly written in my point. When you're alone, that's when you need to be an introvert. Work on yourself, be in solitude. Don't check your phone, YouTube, or whatever. Work on yourself. That's when you need silence, but not when you're around people, right? You need to talk to them, interact with them. If you don't have this habit, even in class, right, sometimes, whenever that that's what I tell you, right? Whenever you feel like you shouldn't do this, I'm talking about all the good aspects, okay, not about the bad aspects. Whenever you feel like, oh shit, I shouldn't do this, oh, I feel like doing it but I'm too scared, just do it. Just do it. You'll thank yourself. Be in a good company. In case you spot BS and feel like you're changing in a bad way, slowly move on and keep limited contact with them. Me and my friends always joke about this one fact, okay? Usually, when we see a huge group in college, we always know that it's our first years. Because by the time you reach your fourth year, the group size becomes like this. It becomes like very small, and you spot who your people are, basically. But my advice is, in the first year, okay, as I told you, it contradicts my above point. See, you're still exploring people, you're still exploring their personalities, right? So now you don't have the time. Not time exactly. You don't have that ability to judge if they're good or bad. You get to know that only after you spend time with them. Now don't tell me this fact that, oh, so if I spend time with them and what if they turn out to be wrong, I wasted my time. Dude, I'm not asking you to like spend your complete time on them, okay? Spend time only when required. Not, I'm again not telling to just make use of them or whatever. Spend time in a sensible manner. If you think that this person or group is influencing you in a wrong way, be it like by judging everybody, because in this age we have this habit of judging everyone around us, or when I spoke about the other point wherein they're basically wannabes, man. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell. Or they're negative people, or if you get that feeling that they're not adding anything to your life, any value to your life, and you feel that absolute disgust or hate being with them, distance yourself with them. You need not worry about what this person might think, what this person might talk about me behind my back or whatever. You, why should you care, man? Why should you care about them, honestly? So surround yourself with very good people, smart people, people of all kinds, I would say. But don't surround yourself with negative or bad company, because we might have heard this proverb, right? That you're like an average of four people who with whom you are. That's very true. No matter how much you might try to control your mind that no, I wouldn't fall into what this person is doing, but still I'll be with them, bro. That's not possible, dude. That's not possible, boss. So surround yourself with positive people, good vibes only. Okay, next, do something out of your comfort zone. Yeah, so I'll tell you what I did. Okay, so I actually what sang a song. Yeah, I sang a Kannada song in my first year of engineering. We have this program called Cultura, that takes place every Saturday in our college. So yeah, I sang a Kannada song with one of my friends playing guitar. It was like a very nice jam. And by the way, I also did stand-up comedy on the very same day. Okay, so yeah, these are some things which I've done out of my comfort zone. Yeah, I would definitely advise you to do something like that, because you have a lot of time. And yeah, when you either have like a great story to tell, or you have like a what laughable memory, I would say. So yeah, do something out of your comfort zone. Next one, boss. This is also a very very important one. Do not study in the last moment, nor study way too ahead. Start 5 to 7 days before your internals, and do not stress yourself on the D-Day. Boss, this is an important point, okay? Because I've seen people glorifying that, oh, I studied 1 hour before my exam. Oh, I didn't study at all. Oh, I passed just like that. Oh, I failed in this subject. I'll clear in whatever, fast track or in supplementary. Oh, bro, I studied the entire night. Dude, my question is again, why do you need to like stress yourself? Why do you need to deprive yourself of sleep? Why do you need to like show everyone that you're studying? Why do you want to become everyone, man? Why do you want to be everyone? Be yourself. Do the right thing. Do what a normal person would do. I mean, boss, sacrificing your sleep and whatever, it's not cool according to me. Okay, you might or being like a what do you say? Oh, I woke up the entire night. I studied. You could have done the same thing in the day if you would have prioritized, right? So that's my point, boss. 5 to 7 days. So if you don't know, I'll explain you the cycle. Okay, every semester you'll have like three internals, and then followed by your final exams. So during your internals, every month you'll have like one internal, right? My solution is start 5 days before your internal. 7 days. 5 days is the deadline, boss. Okay, 7 days best case. Okay, if you start like 5 days prior to your internals, trust me, you'll have like such a peace of mind on the D-Day, right? On the day of your internals or on the previous day, you would have probably like completed the entire subject once, and on the previous day, you would have just revised it once. Done deal, boss. Done deal. Why you don't need to like sacrifice your sleep and become like a junkie the next day? And I mean, yeah, I mean, I was guilty of doing that for like probably till my first year or second year, and then I think I got an advice from I guess Mehul from Code Dam, I guess. So this was his strategy, and then I started to implement this, and yeah, I've never really sacrificed my sleep or whatever. Yeah, and I scored decently well too. Not like I'm not like a topper or whatever, but yeah, I scored like I scored decently well, and that's enough. So yeah, I think those were few advices from me for your first year. It's showing my running time is showing like what 36 minutes right now, but definitely these 36 minutes or 30 minutes or whatever, I think they properly added value to you, uh, because these are the points that you need to hear, right? So yeah, I hope you found value in this segment. So I'll be posting the next part very soon. So please follow this complete playlist, and yeah, set yourself ahead with a proper plan for 4 years of engineering. It'll be a fun ride and an enjoyable one if you plan it out properly. Okay. So yeah, see you in the next one. Bye bye.